Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. So what's going on, everybody? I just want to thank you all for checking out my studio production video today, where I slow everything down and put it on that studio shine. Yeah, man, so I wanted to do this. One's going to be an interesting video, man, and it's about connecting the dots when it comes to Microsoft and what are they up to, and could it possibly be that Microsoft is setting themselves up for the biggest comeback in gaming history? And what I mean by that is, you know, there's a lot of speculation on, you know, whether or not if Microsoft could, you know, catch up on Sony's demanding lead that they have right now. And we got to put this in perspective. Their lead is really in the neighborhood of, I would say, the neighborhood of 20 million. So it's a pretty commendable lead. And is Microsoft setting themselves up to basically chop that lead up and make some serious gains on that lead and ultimately end out this generation as the overall victor? And could this be possible? And what I wanted to do is put the case together how it could be very possible. And if you're paying attention to what Microsoft is doing, you're gonna see how much more possible that could really be. So let's just start out with the Xbox S. So now we know that this is the start, really the first initial start of Phil Spencer putting in what his vision is, and that is to make good on all the wrongs of what the OG Xbox One was. And we know how that turned out. It's re-innovated the Xbox brand. It's made it to where, man, a lot of people look at Xbox and Microsoft a lot differently, especially with the updates that have been continuously coming down the pike when it comes to the interface and when it comes to the UI. That's something we don't see anything like that from Sony at all. Their interface is still prehistoric and outdated. It still basically looks like the PS3 interface and UI, and that's something we haven't seen with Microsoft. And that's one thing that I think Phil Spencer stamped on the ground, that, you know what, hey, look, this is not their old Xbox anymore. You know, we're in a new age. Things are different. And I believe that was the first initial indication that, oh, this is a whole nother ballgame. So then if we fast forward to the announcement of the X, which is another evolutionary step in the gaming genre, where we're having a console come out that is basically PC quality. Something's never been done before, providing console players with the quality of what you could only get on a high-end PC, opening up a whole new demographic of players that would be interested in something only the Xbox X can do. If you really think about it, it's going to be able to, for the first time, be able to provide console simplicity match with the quality of a PC. Now think of how many different types of gamers that's going to attract. I mean, you think about the PC gamers. The study's already shown that most PC gamers are gaming on PC rigs that are closer to the specs of PlayStation and Xbox. And so they're not gaming on high-end PCs, and most of them are not. And think about, that's going to attract them to once and for all, wow, be able to have something that is as powerful as a high-end PC that would regularly cost you $1,500 or more, but be able to get it on a console with the simplicity of just throwing in a disc and just playing it, and at a price point that's mere fractions of what it would cost for a high-end PC. You just think about how many millions of gamers are be in that situation that would be looking out for a Xbox X now, along with just the gamers that just simply wants the best. Other studies show when it comes to the PS4, why did they buy it? Well, because it had the advantage of power, or at least it had the illusion that the resolution was so much more better, and that was why a lot of people brought it in studies. Well, think about those people now. You think that's going to change now? Those same people are going to be looking for what's the most powerful platform that can provide the best looking and playing game, running game on that platform, and that's going to be the Xbox X. So as you can see, it's just going to be a monster across the board, just wreaking havoc. And this is the type of things that we're going to see. Another dynamic to this, if you really think about it, is what Microsoft has made sure they've done with developers. We have developers talking that they've had games up and running in native 4K in just 2 days, in just 1 day. You know, these are the type of things that is the setting the stage for success. That yet again is setting the stage for a revolutionary jump in console gaming. And the interesting thing about that is not even just the big things. We can all see those, but the little things that's being done to ensure that the Xbox service and platform is as gamer friendly and consumer friendly as possible. You think about all the things that's being established with Xbox platform to ensure that gamers are getting the most possible best experience they can possibly get. You know, things like crossplay, things like backwards compatibility, things like Game Pass, things like Mixer, making sure that whatever tickles your fancy, whether that be creating content, whether that be social media, whether that be entertainment, whatever it is, and also of course gaming, it's all there. They're not selling themselves short on anything. They're making sure that everything that pertains to the best place where gamers can play, Microsoft is making sure that platform is with the Xbox. And as you can see, and what is interesting is that more and more increasingly Microsoft is becoming is pro consumer. As more and more as they become pro consumer and they do so many things to be pro consumer, Sony is more and more becoming anti-consumer. And that's what's interesting about this whole thing. And, you know, people can say a lot about what they think about Phil, but I'll tell you one thing. One thing I notice is that he's not a person that directly comes at you so much. He's a person that, you know, he ain't going to come and hang you. You know, he's just going to give you rope. And I believe that's the strategy of what they're doing with Sony. They're just going ahead and giving Sony all the rope they need to hang themselves. And at the end of the day, I think that's what's going to be the critical fault when it comes to Sony, is with their arrogance and their disregard for gamers and being anti-consumer. I think that's going to all catch up with them. Of course, right now we know that they have the media bias that's on their side. They're media darlings, and that's a thing right now. They even have the media's even parroting the talking points of Sony fanboys right now, which is pretty much, for me, is unprecedented. This is the type of bias I've never seen before, where you have even the gaming media basically saying a ridiculous lie just as what you would expect from fanboys. But wow, you wouldn't expect that a so-called objective, unbiased gaming media journalist would be saying some stuff like that. But we've seen that in this generation, and it's one of those things that I think that has really contributed to Sony's arrogance and allowing them to get away with the things they've been getting away with so far. But the thing is, to me, is how is Microsoft reacting to that? And what I see, they're reacting to it by doing things like what they're doing now, providing the best possible network that they can possibly provide, always updating their services and making them faster and making them more intuitive, making them better. If you go to the interface on Xbox right now, literally I can get to any of my apps in mere seconds. A far cry from the PS4, where I have to go box from box. I don't have to do any of that with my Xbox. It's literally made it so fast to where you really don't even need voice commands. I could literally get to any of my content on my Xbox before I could literally utter the words out of my mouth on a voice command, which is astonishing. And this is the type of innovation that you're getting from the Xbox platform. And I think when all these things being put together, it's and the combination of these things is providing, first of all, hardware that is the top of the edge in console gaming. Second of all, a platform that provides you with everything you could ever want, as well as all of your old games, all of your games you could know that are always going to carry with you, no matter if it's 360 or it's even now OG original Xbox games. I mean, they're doing everything that they can to make sure that you have the best possible experience on the Xbox. And this is the place to play. I mean, things like Game Pass, what people are going to realize is that it's going to be pretty revolutionary, especially for a lot of new gamers that are coming over to Xbox, which you're going to see a lot of, especially once the X hits. Things like a new generation avatar system, man, where you could completely express all of your attitude and your personality. I mean, these avatars are bad, man. Completely bringing back into the next generation avatar system that we could actually like and appreciate, man. No more will we just have basically lifeless pictures, you know, to represent our accounts. No, man, you can have a fully detailed, to the T expression of what you are and what you're about represented in your avatar. I mean, it's stuff like this that is just not only just thinking outside the box, it's bringing us back to a new era of what we could ever want when it comes to expressing who we are, what we're about, and when it comes to tying us to, you know, what we are all about these days, and that's about gaming and media and entertainment. I mean, it's, what else can you really ask for? So my thing is, how much of an impact that's gonna make on on Sony's numbers once the X comes out. And I think what Microsoft is setting themselves up to have is the best possible platform to launch the X on. If you look at a lot of things they're doing, you can see that they're just setting everything up for the X. The X is going to be that last pivotal piece that is going to have such a great impact, and that's going to basically launch the Xbox brand into the atmosphere, man. And I think that's what their plan is. If you can see, they're setting up all their pieces right now. It's all about the services and making sure all the foundation is created for the X to be able to sit on top of. But once that happens, man, it's going to be like a rocket ship. And my prediction, man, I see it that once the Xbox hit, it's going to be like a wave. And like I was saying before, man, I already did videos on, man, you're not going to be able to, this thing is going to be sold out everywhere. And at that point in time, Sony's going to take a huge hit to their numbers. They're not going to see the increasing growth or people going out and buying PlayStation 4s. They're not going to see that as much as what they've seen it before. And increasingly, Microsoft's lead is going to keep increasing. And in my opinion, we could be seeing this for the next 2 years, at least the next 2 years, maybe 3, because Sony's not going to really have an answer to this for quite some time. Especially in a real serious competitive way. So this is going to be interesting. This is the prospect to me, and this is going to be interesting to see how this is going to all fold out. One thing I can tell you is that Microsoft seems to be creating the chemistry and the formula for success. And that success always lies in taking care of your consumers. And we are the consumers. And at the end of the day, it's the people who like us, who ultimately are going to vote with our wallets. Now, when it comes to the fanboys, they can say whatever it is they want, but at the end of the day, they're be the same people who will secretly be going out and buying them an Xbox X, even with all the crap that they talk. And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of when you take care of the gamers will take care of you at the end of the day. So this project is something I'm really excited for. I think Microsoft is definitely on the right track, and they just keep getting better and better. And I hope with this, when Sony eventually does take that fall, I hope they could dust themselves off, pick themselves up, and actually get back into the game and start doing things for the gamers once again and get themselves straight. Because I would really like to see Sony be successful. As you guys all know, we can't have these companies dying out. We don't want that. If you're a real gamer, you don't want any company to die. You want the company to just get better. Because at the end of the day, that's better for all of us as gamers and as consumers. So I'm really excited about the prospects of this. I want you guys to hit me in the comment box and tell me what you think. To me, I think Microsoft has a great chance to actually take this generation and come back from behind and take this generation in the next half. And I think that would be a monumental, man, one of the biggest comebacks ever. And that's what I see. They're setting the stage for that right now, and that's pretty much my assessment. I would like to hear what you guys think. Hit me up, let me know. Until then, this is Jay. I'm always keeping it real, and I'm gone.